Greeting and welcome to episode 1717 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, May 23rd, 2025. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor. We'll talk about the stories in a second. Did you guys, this is episode 1717. Did you know that this week is like a palindrome number week? I don't know the number for that, but it's like, so 5, 2, 3, 2, 5, right? Is like the same backwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this whole, there's like you nailed it. That word show as well.
Palindromic.
This is the
palindromic.
Yeah.
This is the pinnacle of the palindrome right here, because this is even, well, I guess 17, 17, 71, 71. But you get what I'm saying.
What if we did the whole show as a palindrome? That would be impressive.
It would.
Is that why I jerked off with my left hand today?
Yes.
Well, did you end with the right? Did you go right, left, right?
Yep. Equal shares.
He was doing the west.
I was wondering what was going on.
So if you feel like you're doing the stranger more often, now you know why. It's because it's palindrome week.
Palindrome week. That makes sense now.
That's why I jerked off left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand every other week.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
Something in the air. And Wes is up first with the story.
Wait. We don't have a show on Monday because Memorial Day.
Right.
Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Have a great weekend. Yeah. I don't know why I'm so buttoned up for Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to take it.
Palindrome Memorial Day. Enjoy it.
We're going to release Florida Man Friday on Monday. We'll be back with news on Tuesday.
That's right. Hopefully you're having fun on Memorial Day, not needing the pod. But if you do need the pod, you get the Patreon sample.
We'll be there if you need it.
That's right.
Enjoy the Patreon. Patreon.com/Hard Factor. That's why we do it.
There you have it.
That's how we do it. Now, Wes, tell us what you got.
I got a double fat guy nightmare. 2 stories that involve nightmare scenarios for guys like us and gals, frankly.
No power, so the fridge.
Shout out to the big ladies.
Yeah.
Will they get rid of Big Macs?
Shut up. No, not that. Well, it's bad. It's not quite that bad.
It's not good.
It's not good. You'll
love
hear all
big
about
girls.
it.
What do we have to see doctors now?
Right.
Well, you're onto something there, Mark.
Oh, it's like, oh yeah, I bet. That's coming for us all. Once they get the chips in you, yeah, right. The doctor's gonna inside you. Pat, you're on deck. What do you got?
Oh, I'm talking about a major kerfuffle in the Bruce Springsteen tribute bands of New Jersey scene.
Okay.
I heard some news last week about Bruce.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about what's going on with No Surrender, the #1 Bruce Springsteen experience
in his area
in central New Jersey.
Right. Okay. So how many local Bruce impersonators are there in Bruce's
tribute
own
bands? Tribute bands.
Lots.
Trump's mad about what Bruce said last week. Do you have the meme from his official account of him hitting the golf ball?
I'm going to describe it. How many, Will? A fuck ton, dude. So
that's amazing.
Many Springsteen bands. You couldn't even.
Dude, the boss.
You don't even know what to do with them all.
It's probably
he is New Jersey.
It's probably challenging to sing as well as him, but to talk like him is super easy and look like him. Like that's the easy one to nail.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the boss is like he's maintaining an insanely thin physique. He's like he can't be as thin as he is.
Is he on Ozempic or just cocaine?
Cancer.
I can't tell.
Both. He's always been thin,
or that one. Right.
He's just dedicated.
He was chesty.
Was he?
Yeah, but
did he get a bunch of plastic surgery recently?
All his peers have guts.
Did.
All his peers have guts, and he keeps it tight.
Yeah, he does not. He keeps it extremely, I would say, gaunt almost. So tight. Mark
walking around telling stories. Oh, what do I have? Just the Israelis that got shot in DC. Nothing serious.
Oh.
Yep, there you go. So you're going to learn about it because it's important, but it is a sad one. But we'll go from there.
Yeah,
we'll go from there. And I got more bad news for boats this week, unfortunately. But I promise, not deadly like last weekend's fiasco at the Brooklyn Bridge with the Mexican Navy.
Send you to Memorial Day weekend with some deadly boat stories.
Not deadly.
Not deadly. Okay.
Not deadly. More just hilarious this time, thankfully.
Nice.
You know, I realized I'm an idiot. Go ahead, Pat. No.
I don't think you're an idiot.
That
I
goes.
think you do dumb stuff.
I do very smart stuff. That I made a joke on the text thread about the boat crash, and I ended it with "Mamma Mia" because I thought it was the Italian flag on the boat.
I was
Mamma
wondering why you said "Mamma Mia."
That's tough.
I thought it was the Italian.
Oh no! Both romance languages.
Yeah.
You didn't see the eagle.
Neanderthal coming out of you.
Very similar. Anyway,
They are
Yeah.
the eagle. Yeah.
All right, you guys want to go to Fat Nightmare Town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not really.
Yeah.
But
Well, first up, let's go to a place fat people already hate, and that's Up High.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want a fat person up high.
We hate being up high.
What, they get rid of couches?
More specifically, airplanes. Okay. Does this photo look familiar to you guys?
Oh yeah, the
Is that
middle
one of
seat.
us?
Middle seat. Yeah. Could be one of us. Just a fat guy, uncomfortable in between two ladies in the middle seat of an airplane. Yeah. Being a fat guy crammed into a tiny airplane seat happens a lot when we travel. And now the powers that be over at the airline seat factory or the organization have decided that we should suffer even more on flights and are pushing for a new kind of seat. Now, this was news many years back. I think we covered it. Avion Interior unveiled the new line of Skyrider now 2.0 standing airplane seats.
Right.
So yeah,
we haven't seen them, but we covered it as a concept. Yeah.
yeah.
They say sitting is the new smoking. So
yeah.
there you go. Healthier flying.
They unveiled the 1.0, I think, in 2010, and then it gained some steam in 2018. Luckily, it didn't take off. No pun intended. But it's designed to fit 20 more passengers in an already cramped airplane
Only
cabin.
fits 20 more standing up.
No, 20% more.
Oh,
20%.
Yeah,
20%. Yeah, that's a bigger gain.
if
Okay.
sitting's the new smoking, what is smoking?
It's such unthinkable,
Yeah.
illegal, basically.
And it's looking like these things are going to take off. Oh, sorry, I misread the name of the new one. It's not the Skyrider 2.0. It's the Polynesian prison seat 2.0. And I think it's just a clever way to keep Polynesians from leaving the country. In fact, here's a brand new Polynesian or a New Zealand ad that they just unveiled in light of today's news. As you can see, no plane in sight, just suggesting that the fat Polynesian family take a road trip. Once these things get in airplanes,
We're going to stay on the island, bro.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Those tires are a little bit too inflated.
Yeah. So here's the video of these
Riding heavy on that
standing up airline seats in case you forgot what they look like.
This means much more revenues for other airlines. So it's understandable why they interested,
So a success story 10 years in the making, maybe?
Yeah. We spent all this time, but was time well spent. Imagine that you can, at this point, keep a full aircraft for 45 minutes trip. It's like a bus,
And what is the interest from the airline companies been
Standing
for
bus,
Skyrider
like a
V
bus.
2.0?
Classic standing only bus.
The next step will be to have a full aircraft equipped with the seats.
No one's called us back yet.
At that point, you are able to increase a lot the number of passengers.
Yeah, so hopefully that guy.
He
does
asked
all
what
this.
the interest with the airlines was, and the guy said, "Yes, we would
Money.
fill the plane."
Hopefully that guy does all this the selling for these things. 'Cause, then they'll never get sold.
It'll crash and burn.
Yeah.
How much would these cost? $100.
So basically,
It's got to be cheap, dude.
What it's going to do is it's a bike style padded seat, the 2.0, and it could be introduced as early as 2026. The 1.0 failed.
Did they say, Wes, how they're going to react when they get sued by somebody on the first flight who passes out in their seat?
No, they didn't. Okay.
That's going to be a
good
thing
point.
they want to wonder about.
You guys remember the Shockwave, which is a roller coaster we rode growing up, which is a standing up roller coaster and had the full overhead harness, so you could stand. That's what you need exactly. So if you
put an
pass
old
out-
person in a
One that was
standing
constantly under
seat.
maintenance. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Shockwave,
Yeah.
So they say that the Skyrider 2.0 opens the traveling experience to a wider passenger market, creating also a useful space for the introduction of mixed classes boarded on the same aircraft. So now you might have
it's all coach.
You might have you might have first class, you might have the regular seated, and then you might have in the way back the standing room only.
Standing room only. Hilarious. The people in front of you sitting is such a fucking. That's hilarious.
Hey, it's a crime scene in the air.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can drink in the standing room only, maybe not that bad. Kind of turns into a bar situation.
Hold your drinks.
Yeah, sure. You have to hold your drink at a bar too.
Yeah,
true.
And some CEOs like Ryanair chief Michael O'Leary wanted to put these things back in the Boeing 737 with 10 rows of them in the back, and he still wants to do it. So they're thinking they might actually try this shit out in 2026. So it's gaining some legs with the new 2.0 being a little more comfortable, I guess.
Put it in the bar area, and it's got legs. People would be into it.
Can you imagine how shunny the people in first class will be to the people in the back? They were.
Yeah, but if they, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If they make it, but if they make it fun, then there will be then the people who are willing to buy these standing up seats for $2 they have like something. They're not so ashamed because there's at least
will be shunny as they pass.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Everybody on the plane. No, you're the trash of the plane. Yeah. Yeah. It's fine.
Best comment on the article was by Monkey B7. He says, "I know slave ship seating when I see it. I'll pass."
They have chains. There's poles and chains.
It's somehow more dangerous when the planes crash.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't take off. Next fat nightmare. Let's go to Turkey. Prime Minister Erdogan, along with Health Minister Kemal Mimosoglu, announced last week they are declaring
Mimosoglu.
Yeah,
what a name.
Or Memisoglu. Yeah,
the president of Turkey was. He's not the prime minister. He's
whatever. President, prime minister. I don't know what he does. He's doing some bad stuff according to this article. He's declared a war on fat people. So he announced with the health minister that 50% of Turks are overweight. And the health minister took to the airwaves to warn Turkish people of what was coming, saying being overweight means that someone is sick and will be sick in the future. Young children who are obese are able to cope now because they are small, but as they grow up, their excess weight will lead to orthopedic and heart problems. And what is coming is a mass public shaming / weighing of Turkish citizens. Okay. Here's a couple pictures. What they're doing. Public weighing. Yeah. So
that's amazing, dude.
They announced that they started this in May 10th. They plan to weigh 10 million Turkish citizens in 81 districts by stopping them at shopping malls, bus stations, parks, anywhere they are, and being like, get on the scale, fatty.
They're doing a weight census.
They're doing a weight census. Exactly.
All right.
So now I bet you can bribe these weighers into lowering the weight, because if you saw the images, it's just like one lady like checking a scale and hand writing.
Yeah, it's a clipboard situation.
It's a clipboard situation, no videos. So you can like if you're the weigher, you're probably going to get a lot of tips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you say we drop that 3 to a 2?
Yeah, and it would be worth to tip them, because what's going to happen is if you're out in the park eating a kebab and out of nowhere someone just drops a scale in front of you and they find out that you're one of us, they will direct you and mandate you to go to a healthy life center and family health center to receive nutritional counseling and monitoring by dietitians.
Oh man, you're monitored?
Yeah, they're gonna send you.
They take you away from your family at the park, straight to the health center.
No, I'm telling you, like where it's headed. They're like the technology's almost there. They're gonna one day they're gonna put a fucking chip in you that like shocks you every time you try to eat bad shit.
Don't worry, he wasn't really helping out with the frisbee game, anyways. He'll be back in a week.
I'd take the shock.
Yeah, I mean it would get you skinny. I mean, hey, desperate times call for desperate measures.
They have those locks for the refrigerators.
Yeah.
Those don't work though. Yeah,
no, they don't, because then you have the combo. I mean,
Turkey is has one of the highest obesity rates in Europe. 32% are obese, but people hate this. People are outraged by this.
We get some salt for this lock.
Scared the lock. That's how hungry you are.
Get any hot sauce? I'm gonna suck it off this lock.
Yeah, it's tough.
I could open it.
Yeah.
They also haven't stated how these individuals will be approached in public spaces, but it looks like they're just going to slap a scale right in front of you, or what.
You got to get the fuck out of there. When you see
Dude, imagine them doing this in the U.S.
That might get fat people lose weight when they run away from the scale people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
some people wouldn't be able to make it out the door to get on the scale over here. So
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
We need a
Anyway,
scale system.
pretty crazy method they got going over there. We'll see if it works. And if you're feeling bad about your weight, whether you're a fat guy on a plane or get a public weighing in Turkey, and you need to talk to someone about that, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Go on over to BetterHelp, and they will walk you through the trauma that you've just experienced by being publicly weighed in a square in the middle of Istanbul.
Your therapist, my BetterHelp therapist, has helped me understand my relationship with food better. It's been super helpful, actually. Like
That's right.
for like understanding how your brain works around food.
Absolutely. They'll help you with how your brain works with everything. Relationships, give you new perspectives, which is very important when you're trying to go through problems. When people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them. It impacts families, workplaces, and entire communities. I know my work suffered, my relationship suffered when I was drinking. And therapy was integral in that process of getting me past it. So BetterHelp is over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties, fully online. Don't even have to leave your house. Affordable, convenient. 5 million people have used this service worldwide. Easily switch therapists at no extra cost. So we're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/hardfactor to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hardfactor.
Yeah, we love BetterHelp and definitely start advertising on Turkish podcasts soon. BetterHelp.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you need to cool out because you got a Turkish hair transplant and your hairline's too low, Papa Lucy. Pretty simple.
That is a common problem these days, isn't it?
Yeah, they like to go low. Whatever the
They like to
Turkish
go
hair
real low.
transplant
They put that hair like right in the middle of your forehead.
whatever he says.
Like a vampire. You look like
Back it off a
Freddie
couple
Munster.
inches.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. Maybe just a couple inches back.
we don't want to have to do this twice.
Okay. You should pop a little Lucy Dog. I use the Breakers, 4 milligrams. Berry citrus. Pop a couple in a day. Cools me out, calms me down, keeps me going.
It's the Turkish peak.
Really good flavor. Fantastic flavor, and I use a little breaker to pop it. It's 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco-free. Lucy Breakers are nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule. It can be broken open to release an extra flavor and hydration. I suggest you set yourself up with a subscription. That's what I do, because when I don't, I always am scrambling to buy a new Ford pack to get to my house in time to cool me out. I like to be cool.
Especially, and then you have it like if you're going on vacation, like I am. You know, you're already there.
Got it
Boom,
right there.
got them at the house. Just pop them in the luggage, ready to go.
That's very true, guys. And you can get after Lucy yourself if you want to. Pretty simple, by going to lucy.co and you /hardfactor to use promo code hardfactor to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind, but you won't need it. Again, that's lucy.co. Use code hardfactor to get 20% off, or you can go to lucy.co /hardfactor. It's all the same. Here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. And there you have it.
Yo.
Okay, guys, I want to tell you a story. This weekend was supposed to be
are you, Bruce?
huge.
Because he tells a lot of stories.
Bruce, he tells a story. Yeah, in fact,
Like between songs.
Yeah.
that was his whole Broadway show. It was storytelling. One of America's greatest artists. But this weekend was supposed to be
That song
huge.
reminds me of this time.
Yeah,
I was driving a '57 Chevy, and there was
I was
grew up
over
in
in
New
Rumson.
Jersey.
there was a vagabond on the side of the road, and he stopped me. He said, "I don't know what he said, but I mean, I feel like a lot of Bruce stories are like that."
That's how they start.
Yeah.
Me and Patty were.
Patty was over at over in Rumson. I caught the train down from Freehold.
Oh, lots of trains.
Yeah.
Anyway, No Surrender. Okay, guys, this is supposed to be a huge weekend for them. They were formerly known as Asbury Fever, and they're the ultimate Bruce Springsteen tribute band. You damn right they are. And guys, they were gearing up for a big weekend, Memorial Day weekend, gig at Riv's Tom's River Hub. That's a casual eatery offering comfort fare and small plates with a large beer selection plus live music and sports on TVs in Tom's River, New Jersey. That's where I bought my car.
Nice.
It's in Ocean County, where I was born. This is a gig that all 9 members of No Surrender had been looking forward to and has been on Riv's calendar and their calendar for months, okay? It's been out there for a while, but unfortunately for the band, if you look closely at Riv's calendar, you'll see it's asterisk subject to change. And change it did. See, 2 weeks ago, about 4,000 miles away, the actions of the boss himself put in motion a chain reaction that led to Tony Rivoli, here's Tony, who owns Riv's Tom's River Hub, to cancel the performance of No Surrender on Sunday. That's a week before the gig was scheduled to take place.
It's still on the calendar. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, no, it is, but it's not happening.
What did the boss do? What did the boss
Diddy
do?
cover band or something.
So, Wes, that's why I went and
cheap. That's cheap.
I'm glad it's still on the calendar. That's why I did that whole part of the subject to change and the lead up about it.
Damn.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking maybe it's just a dirty tactic to bring people in, thinking they're going to see it, and
it could be. It's a breaking story, guys. It's a breaking story. There's a lot of moving parts. It is still on the calendar. That's probably because Tony has to pay a kid to up subject to change down there.
Oh, there's a subject to change down there. Oh, yeah.
You see that subject to change down there?
Yeah.
It could change.
Change. Yeah.
No complaints, is Tony Rivoli.
The asterisk.
Yeah, well, he says subject to change.
So what happened? Well, Springsteen was playing a gig in England on May 14th. That was a kickoff of his English tour. And he expressed his displeasure with the Trump administration by saying, quote, "The America I've written about that's been a beacon of hope and liberty for 250 years is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration," adding, "They are persecuting people for using their right to free speech and voicing their dissent." And the boss's comments obviously pissed off Trump, who truthed, "I see that the highly overrated Bruce Springsteen goes to a foreign country to speak badly about President of the United States. Never liked him, never liked his music or his radical left politics. And importantly,
those are sham Grammys, shammies.
He's not a talented guy.
Patty's a bitch.
Just a push, just a obnoxious jerk
New
who
Jersey's
feverishly
gay.
supported crooked Joe Biden, a mentally incompetent fool, and our worst president who came close to destroying our country. If I wasn't elected, it would have been gone," all caps. By now, Sleepy Joe didn't have a clue as to what he was doing, but Springsteen
They got to get character limits on this thing.
dumb as a rock and couldn't see what was going on. Or could he, open parentheses, which is even worse, close parentheses, this dried out
an unnecessary
prune,
detail.
this dried out, quote, prune of a rocker, open parentheses, his skin is all atrophied, close parentheses, ought to keep his mouth shut, all caps, until he gets back into the country. That's just the standard fare, and then we'll all see how it goes for him. He then posted a video of himself hitting a golf ball at Springsteen, which knocked him down, and then he demanded an investigation into him for illegal campaign contributions for playing Kamala Harris's events. So, yeah, definitely not true at all what Springsteen was saying about quelling speech. Whatever. That's not the point. Back to No Surrender and Tony Rivoli.
Now I know why Pat did this story.
Why?
Because it's anti-Trump.
You'll see.
Okay.
On Sunday, Rivoli texted the No Surrender band leader, Brad Hobekorn, to say the gig was canceled, saying,
"This is not fair to the cover band."
It's not fair to the cover band, saying it was, quote, too risky at the moment, citing his restaurant's conservative customer base. Brad, he offered.
What if he went on stage and said, "I'm not Bruce Springsteen"?
Well, he said, we'll play it as
Canceled
Asbury
a cover band because Bruce and Trump went at it. I mean, like, Bruce and Trump are going to be going at it for the next 4 years. What is that about? This is
tough for No Surrender.
Well, Tony Rivoli says it's, quote, too risky. And Brad, the band leader said, "Guys, we won't even play, Tony, we won't even play a single Springsteen song. We'll do it as Asbury Fever. To which Tony replied,
that's where he was born.
Unfortunately, it's just too much money. I wanted to do the Springsteen tribute for that money, and my social media team would have promoted it, and we would have done well. But now, because Bruce can't keep his mouth shut, we're screwed.
Damn, bro.
See, No Surrender was originally going to get paid $2,500 to play the gig.
Pretty good pay for a cover band.
There's like 10 of them.
Yeah, there's 9 of them. Yeah, it's pretty good pay. It's not good money if you're a musician.
They like doing it. They're having fun.
Yeah. Free steak and shrimp.
Right.
But when they offered to play the gig as when they offered to play the No Springsteen classic rock set as Asbury Fever, Tony said the best he could do was $800.
Oh no!
Well, I mean, Asbury Fever doesn't have 30 number one hits.
Right.
No,
that's true.
It's Asbury Fever. Nobody knows what Asbury Fever is.
That's actually a pretty good comp for Asbury Fever compared to what they play as Bruce Springsteen.
Well, here's what Tony said to Guy Fleming, the band's bassist, who pleaded with Tony Rivoli, saying, quote, "This is costing 8 other working men a day's pay. What's worse, we offered to change the set to accommodate your needs. Still, you canceled. Like I said, it didn't cost Bruce a dime, but it cost me a day's pay." To which Tony replied, "Hi, Guy. I'm not happy either. I reached out to your band."
Is his name Guy? Or is it?
Yeah, his name is Guy.
Oh, okay. That would have been amazing if his name wasn't Guy.
I reached out to your band. Unfortunately, it's business, and you are not an $800 band. My clientele will not come that evening after his endless bullshit. If you can guarantee me 75 people, that would change my decision. Whenever the national anthem plays, my bar stands and it's total silence. That's our clientele. Tom's River is red and won't stand for his bullshit. And Tony knows.
So they want to listen to the boss.
Place stands silently for the anthem.
Yeah,
right.
Tony's got
I
a
understand
point.
what he's saying there.
So they're never gonna play the boss ever again in this place,
right?
Did they
Yeah,
forget that Trump and the boss have always been at odds. Like what?
Sure,
happened
you've
there?
loved the boss for 57 years. Sure,
Right.
But they talk shit to each other last presidency, didn't they? It was not. This isn't like a new thing.
But people love the boss so much that they could deal with it for one term. Well, the second term is too much. They were battling.
Well, they thought he was going to come around on him. I mean, they hate each other.
No,
He's the
they
new
were just-
Dixie Chicks.
Yeah, Chicks.
Okay.
Wes. Chicks.
Guys,
they had to change their name.
Tony's got a point. They didn't have to. They did. That was their own volition. Tony knows his clientele, okay, and that's why in 2020 he changed the marquee outside of his bar to say, "quote I can breathe. I obey the law."
Oh, damn! That's fucked up, Tony.
Tony.
Jeez, Tony.
Now look, the bassist Guy Fleming posted
Tony.
exchange to social media. And that's when the band leader got a message from Tony Rivoli saying, "I never canceled the gig. It's you guys that didn't want to play the gig." And that's what he's saying publicly. He's like, "No, you canceled the gig, dude." So then No Surrender said, "Okay, look, that was weird, Tony. We're kind of freaked out. We're not going to play the gig at all." Instead, they're playing headliner Oasis in Neptune Township on May 30th. A couple of other notes. Bruce in the USA will be at the Loudon Station's Summertown in District Park, Ashburn, Virginia, May 31st. The B Street Band will be at Hard Rock Casino Hotel Lobby Bar in Atlantic City. Tramps Like Us, the nation's #1 string tribute band, will be at the Superstar Theater at Atlantic City Resorts and Casino. The Bruce Show will be at the Hudson Water Club this weekend.
It's a lot of
There's about
fans.
14 others.
So if you're in New Jersey, I mean, you can find a.
So Tony's a cocksucker, obviously, with that sign that he put up. So
yeah,
he's like the El Arroyo for that local conservative.
It's a weird. Like he might have a point, he might not. It's a weird thing.
Well, he knows his customers are not going to want to listen to him.
He doesn't want to fuck with his own business by bringing it in and creating hatred for himself and his business.
Has Tony played into it a lot with the signage and playing the national anthem 10 times a day for no reason?
Yeah.
Sure. Watch this. You want to see him stand? Watch this.
Does he have to play the national anthem every hour on the hour? No.
Tom's River does have a Trump store. To give you an idea of what kind of town it is, it has a Trump store in it.
Yeah, he's right next to it. Probably he's like the de facto Trump restaurant. Probably.
Yeah,
Trump. I mean, Bruce did like basically say like fuck Trump. So I mean that makes sense for his business.
Yeah, it's smart. It's a smart business move on Tony's behalf, but he's still
It stinks for that band.
He fucked the band over for sure. Well, and Bruce. I mean, he's trying to pass the buck to Bruce. I mean, but he was the one who fucked them over
because they've modeled their whole career after just being the E Street Band.
I don't know if it's that big of a deal.
We'll play at any of those other places where the other ones are playing?
They're like, we'll learn Kid Rock songs.
Just don't go to Tony Rivoli's.
Every bar in New Jersey will have a Springsteen cover band this weekend. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. They'll figure something out.
Okay. Well, we have another shooting and killing of people leaving a meeting over a protest cause, and this shooter is not nearly as handsome as Luigi Mangione.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
This is what this guy looks like.
Oh, great.
That's not even a grainy photo this time. That's just he makes the photos grainy.
It's like he went to Turkey.
Yeah.
Very low hairline. You're right.
That's disgusting slob, shooter, murderer Elias Rodriguez. He was heard yelling, "Free, free Palestine," while being taken away in cuffs after admitting to shooting and killing 2 young Israeli embassy members. I got him right here. They were about to be engaged. Yaron Lishinsky, who I heard might be an Israeli Christian, and Sarah Lynn Milgram. They're in their 20s, and they're like low-level staffers that took the bullets for Palestine outside an event hosted by the American Jewish Committee at the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. So Jewish Museum, I mean, that event right there is basically a honeypot for
took the bullets for Israel.
The people
for a
couldn't
domestic
resist.
terrorist, yeah.
If Elias wasn't going to do it, some guy was reaching for a gun, then saw Elias do it and put his gun back in.
Some people are saying this could be a false flag. I don't know.
I doubt it. I think.
You think this guy was like radicalized by the CIA to do it?
You mean those people aren't really
no
dead?
by Israel?
No, I don't. I think those are just a few comments that from people that are crazy. They raided his Chicago home, pad or apartment, I should say, and I'm sure they found all sorts of handwritten ramblings about.
No, he put a manifesto out.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. He had a manifesto, but maybe the IDF help him make it. You never know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they should look into it.
And listen, I get it. I know that, and I don't get this, but I get that people are mad at the IDF and Israelis, not necessarily the Jews. People are differentiating because 50 to 80,000 Palestinians have been killed. A lot of them not Hamas. So I understand some people are rightfully frustrated and angry, but I don't really understand the old shoot 20-year-old young Jewish staffers, maybe one Christian.
I mean, dude, they're in a holy war. I mean, it's like, and I guess
this guy have to do with the holy war?
Is this guy? He has joined the jihad. Mark, he's now a jihadist. He's on the jihad path. Yeah, and so he's joined the jihad. That it's a literal holy war. I mean, it's the Middle East, right? It's like it sucks.
What are these Gen Z incels with no skin in the game doing? I mean, first it was the
they're joining the jihad.
First it was the CEO of the healthcare thing, and a lot of people were like, and now it's like 2 20-year-old staff members for Israel, and people are like,
college campus.
What's going to be next? Well, how far are we going to move the goalposts? We're going to kill the janitor at Pornhub because they have a porn addiction and can't get laid. These Gen Z incels, like what? Chill out. Stop shooting people going in and out of meetings.
Well, I guess people would say, chill out Israel and chill out on us giving
money.
Well,
that's what I said.
Israel.
I meant 50. I mentioned the amount of deaths, but what does that have to do with the 20-year-old staffers that are in DC?
I know violence doesn't beget violence, but it's not good.
Murdering random civilians in the street when you're just a fucking punk with a gun and it's a young
Netanyahu.
woman.
He shot a guy that shot for a ring for his fiance a week before.
Yeah. I mean, you're just a fucking scum of the earth piece of shit.
Yeah,
that's what you are.
Slob. I mean, now we're getting ugly protest shooters. I mean, I don't know. Anyways,
he probably should have, spoken to his therapist before doing that.
Yeah, have to mention it. Moving past it.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, like I said at the top, boat news. Bad news for boats, but this time funny, not deadly, like the one that we started the week with. Was it this week? They all blend together. North Korea. You guys ever heard of North Korea?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right above South Korea.
Hermit Kingdom.
That's right. No, that's the one. Famous for botching pretty much every attempt at military advancement that they've made in the last several decades, and they're living up.
2 feet and went right in the water.
The rocket launch Kim Jong-un oversaw, I think, in 2016 was
one North Korean.
Perhaps the funniest video ever filmed, and he's living
it's
up.
Pretty good.
Next time, 20 North Koreans.
Yeah, and he's living up to the billing this week, boys. Kim Jong-un was scheduled to launch his new 5,000-ton advanced, some are saying potentially nuclear, destroyer warship this week. I mean, the North Koreans have been working on this thing. Check out,
blow themselves up if anyone.
All of them have been.
Oh yeah, the whole country. I said, look at the leader himself, the glorious Kim Jong-un. He's surveying the edge of the ship with his concubine here. Just look at those ropes that's holding it right there. I mean, just beautiful.
It's a big
immaculate ropes. Big ship,
or he's just a little guy.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of both, right? Smaller folks over there in North Korea makes their ships look huge, but it is a 5,000-ton advanced destroyer warship, and I'm telling you guys, this is a beautiful ship. Check it out. Here's the still of it. I mean, just look at that thing. Striking. Very, very. I mean,
could have fed hundreds of thousands of North Koreans, but they built that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a formidable warship right there, and that's what Kim Jong-un. You know, he needs that. He needs that military dominance that he's going for. And so, just an immaculate, stunning ship. But this is the ship now, guys. You see, it's covered in blue camping tarps right there on the dock there.
This is paid for with our cryptocurrency.
Yeah, Mark, because it capsized when they tried to launch it, and it fell directly on its side right there. You see, it's like a wrapped up penis almost, but that's the ship on its side. Just flopped right over there, and then they're so embarrassed that they had thousands of North Koreans scurry to cover it with camping tarps. So that the aerial shots from the satellites now just show a ship that's covered in camping blue nylon tarps.
Quick, broadcast to the one channel that it set up sail perfectly.
Yeah, no, they didn't have that video, unfortunately, Mark. They just watched the brand new warship sink right before the great leader's eyes, and as you might imagine, the communist dictator was not pleased watching his brand new giant naval ship collapse right in front of his eyes. So he took to his dictator podium and he said this is a serious accident and criminal act that could not have happened and could not be tolerated due to pure carelessness. Wow. Irresponsibility and unscientific empiricism. So basically, capitalism is why his ship sank into the ocean that he built in his beautiful communist dictator state. And his state TV station, KCNA, clarified that, quote, due to immature command and operational negligence, the ship's balance was destroyed, also due to a rupture in the hull.
Right. Well, the engineers and the captain are going to go down with the ship, post the ship with cement blocks on their feet.
Yeah, no, they are. So they're blaming the soldiers for ripping their shitty ship right in half when they tried to put it in the water for the first time.
You know what it's like? It's like when you go to like a fake wedding cake, like just the bottom is looks nice, but the rest of it's just bullshit.
Yep.
They like on the outside, this thing looked like a great ship, but it wasn't going to work because there's just
the hull literally ripped in half when they put it in the water.
They do that too. North Korea, like when they have journalists come over there, they'll show them like a fake store, but it's just a storefront, right? With like just all the produce that exists in the country.
Yeah.
Then they'll have someone quickly move that produce down the block so they can walk by another store.
Right.
And this is the other store.
Yeah. I mean, that's about to be the most haunted body of water because he's going to kill everyone involved. Yeah.
Mark, live commenter Jared Lindsay's on the same tip, says that port water is about to be red as hell.
There's probably some people self-jumping in.
Just to go ahead and get ahead of it if you worked on the steering the ship at all. And so
maybe you'll save your family if you do it yourself.
Exactly. A little bit of a dark ending there, but still hilarious. I mean, North Korea, every time they try to do something militarily, is just a bucket of laughs until he starts murdering his own citizens. Then it's not funny anymore, which he does every time. Sadly, this will be the same. Also, over in Norway, other boat news, Johan Heldberg and family woke up to a 443-foot container ship that had somehow run aground in their yard where they live off the local fjord there in Trondheim, Norway.
Well, it's nearly a disaster. It's like 2 feet from the house.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Look at that thing. A fucking tanker, a cargo tanker, fucking almost hit directly into his house in the fjord there. It's just incredible. In the end, the ship got refloated and only a heating pipe to Johan's house was damaged. It's actually not bad. Pretty good deal.
Wow, he's so much better than the North Koreans.
Yeah.
That was a bad day for Johan to take mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
Watching that ship come in.
If you lived out there, dude, that would be the place to take him. Look at that house, Norway.
Grab the dogs
now. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it for Hard Factor this week. Thank you for listening. Supporting the pod. But like we said at the top, patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor for 3 weekly bonus podcasts. Plus, if you want to listen on Monday on Memorial Day, it won't be fresh news, but you can listen to a Florida Man Friday sample, see what you're missing over at Patreon. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking Memorial Day weekend.
The cream